Welcome back to the Days of Our Lives. Spoilers tease a poignant departure of a beloved figure who's been at the center of countless storylines. This exit isn't just a simple goodbye, it's wrapped in layers of unresolved conflicts and lingering regrets that have built over seasons. Imagine the town buzzing with whispers as residents reflect on this character's impact, from family gatherings at the pub to tense confrontations in the park, marking the end of an era for those who followed their journey through triumphs and trials. The intense search for Holly and Ari as tensions escalate. Rafe Hernandez and Tate Black launch a determined quest to locate the missing Holly Jonas and Ariana, Ari Horton, turning Salem streets into a labyrinth of clues and dead ends. Rafe, with his seasoned detective skills honed from years on the force, pores over maps and surveillance footage, while Tate adds a youthful urgency, driven by personal stakes. But these young women aren't merely waiting to be saved, they're crafting their own clever strategy for freedom, perhaps whispering plans in the dim light of their hideout, using everyday objects like loose wires or hidden tools to outsmart their captors. This self-reliance adds a fresh twist, empowering the characters and subverting the classic rescue trope with inventive details such as a makeshift signal flare fashioned from scraps, signaling their independence amid the chaos. Tate and Doug initially believe they can handle the rescue solo, charging ahead with makeshift gear and bold intentions, only for their lack of coordination to lead to comical yet perilous mishaps. Like stumbling over roots in the woods or alerting guards with noisy blunders. Their incompetence forces a pivot, with Tate reluctantly partnering with Rafe to form an unlikely heroic duo, combining street smarts and official resources. Unbeknownst to them, Holly and Ari have no interest in external saviors. These resourceful teens are piecing together an escape blueprint that involves decoding locks or timing patrols, their intelligence shining through in moments of quiet determination. To enrich the scene, picture them sharing motivational stories from their past adventures in Salem, bolstering their resolve and highlighting their growth beyond typical damsel roles. This turn of events is a stroke of luck, especially as Gabby Hernandez teeters on the brink of emotional collapse, her anxiety manifesting in restless pacing and frantic calls to loved ones. Javi steps in with gentle reassurances, offering a shoulder to lean on, though his words feel hollow until the safe return of the baby, a term of endearment for young Ari, whose innocence amplifies the stakes. He might distract Gabby with shared memories of family outings or a warm cup of tea in their home, but the underlying fear persists, painting a vivid portrait of parental dread in the face of uncertainty. Revelations and confrontations upon rescue. Finally, Holly and Ari come face to face with Doug Williams III in a climactic showdown, their safe extraction laced with accusations and eye-opening discoveries. As they regroup in a secure spot, perhaps a hidden cabin on the outskirts of town, the duo exchanges harrowing tales from their ordeal, piecing together evidence that points directly to Doug as the orchestrator of their abduction. This betrayal stings deeply, especially when they uncover that Doug harbored unspoken feelings for Holly without ever confessing to Ari, leading to a heated discussion about trust and hidden motives. Invented elements like finding a journal entry in Doug's possession could amplify the shock, revealing doodles or notes that confirm his affections, turning relief into righteous anger and setting the stage for accountability. A bitter end and a promise fulfilled. Wrapping up the week, Doug Williams III and Julie endure a raw, acrimonious split, their final conversation exploding in the familiar confines of the Horton living room amid scattered mementos of happier days. This breakup fulfills Doug's earlier vow to Tate, played by Leo Howard, where he agreed to vanish from Salem and cease bothering Holly and Ari in exchange for funds to settle his mounting debts. Perhaps from shady dealings or gambling losses that have plagued him. As he packs a weathered suitcase with personal keepsakes, including a faded photo of better times, Doug steps away, leaving behind a trail of mixed emotions and the promise of quieter lives for those he tormented. This departure not only closes a chapter but opens doors for new beginnings, with Julie finding solace in community support and the girls embracing their hard-won freedom. Next, today, we'll explore why fans are questioning Sarah Horton's choices and why her husband, Xander Kyriakis, seems to shoulder most of the blame in their troubled marriage. We'll break it down step by step, adding more details to make sense of the drama, and share thoughts from fans just like you. This theory highlights the ups and downs of family secrets and betrayals, much like the emotional twists we've seen in other beloved shows such as General Hospital with characters like Rocco Falconeri, or The Bold and the Beautiful where figures like Professor Henry Hank Dalton face their own moral dilemmas. Let's start with the heart of this fan theory. Many dedicated Days of Our Lives watchers are scratching their heads over Sarah's repeated deceptions and wondering why Xander is always painted as the bad guy. It's not just a passing complaint, it's a growing frustration that's bubbling up in online forums and fan groups. Picture this: Sarah, a doctor who's supposed to be all about healing and honesty, has been keeping huge secrets from Xander, especially about their little daughter, Victoria. Fans argue that her lies have ripped apart their family, causing deep emotional pain, yet the show often lets her slide by without much fallout. Meanwhile, Xander, who's no saint but shows real love for his child, ends up looking like the villain every time he reacts in anger. This imbalance feels unfair to a lot of viewers, and it's sparking calls for the writers to even things out. One fan who's been vocal about this is Delora Taylor, a longtime viewer who shared her thoughts in a recent online post. She points out how Sarah's constant fibs, particularly hiding the truth about Victoria's paternity and health issues, have left Xander heartbroken and confused. Imagine the toll that takes on a man, finding out your own wife has been dishonest about something as precious as your child. Delora says it's like watching a slow-motion train wreck where Sarah's betrayals pile up, but she's rarely held accountable. Instead, the spotlight turns to Xander's outbursts, making him seem like the problem. Delora, speaking for many, wonders why the show doesn't shine a light on Sarah's role in all this mess. It's a sentiment that echoes the kind of character dynamics we love dissecting in soaps, where one person's secrets can destroy trust, much like the family secrets that Rocco Falconeri deals with in General Hospital. Now, let's talk more about Xander's side of the story to make this clearer. Xander isn't perfect, he's had his share of shady dealings in the past, like his involvement in business schemes and family feuds. But in this plotline, his intense rage comes from a place of real hurt. Think about it: if someone you loved lied to you about your baby, wouldn't you feel devastated? Fans like Delora believe his anger is completely understandable, even if it's over the top at times. For instance, when Xander got into that heated argument with Philip Kyriakis over family matters, it was a direct result of the emotional wounds Sarah inflicted. Yet, the show focuses on Xander's blow-up, criticizing him harshly, while Sarah's original lies fade into the background. This makes viewers feel like Xander's pain is being ignored, turning him into the scapegoat. It's dramatic, isn't it? The kind of plot twist that keeps us tuning in week after week, hoping for justice. On the flip side, Sarah's actions raise big questions that fans can't ignore. She deliberately misled Xander about Victoria, perhaps thinking she was protecting everyone, but it backfired in a big way. In soap operas, we often see characters make tough choices, but usually, there's some consequence, like a big confrontation or a loss of trust. Here, Sarah seems to escape without much punishment. She goes on with her life, working at the hospital and trying to rebuild, while Xander deals with the fallout alone. Fans are puzzled: why isn't there more focus on how her deceit is tearing the family apart? Delora and others argue that this mystery around Sarah's lack of accountability makes the storyline feel lopsided. It's like watching a puzzle where one piece doesn't fit, and it leaves you wanting the writers to fill in the gaps. This reminds me of how The Bold and the Beautiful handles its characters' moral gray areas, giving everyone a chance to face the music. This difference in how Sarah and Xander are treated has really stirred up the fan community. Viewers are calling for changes, suggesting the show should delve deeper into Sarah's motivations and give her some real repercussions. Maybe a family intervention or a heartfelt confession scene where she owns up to the damage she's caused. Xander, on the other hand, deserves credit for his devotion to Victoria. He's shown time and again that he'd do anything to protect her, from standing up to rivals to making sacrifices for her safety. Despite his flaws, his love as a father shines through, and fans want that acknowledged. It's heartbreaking to see him judged so harshly when his heart is in the right place. Delora puts it well, the storyline needs tweaking to show Sarah's part in the family's troubles more clearly, so it's not all on Xander. As we think about where this could go, many fans are hoping for a dramatic shift. Will Days of Our Lives finally make Sarah face the music for her lies? Picture a courtroom-style family meeting or a therapy session where everything comes out. That could be edge-of-your-seat viewing. And for Xander, redemption might look like a moment where his pain is validated, perhaps through support from friends or a tender scene with Victoria. Fans, including Delora Taylor, are rooting for balance, where both characters grow from their mistakes. It's the kind of character development that makes soap so addictive, isn't it? Just like the evolving plots in General Hospital or The Bold and the Beautiful, where redemption arcs keep us coming back. In the end, this fan theory isn't just about complaining, it's about loving the show enough to want it to be better. For us older fans, who've watched these characters evolve over decades, it's rewarding to see fair storytelling that honors the emotional depth. If you're creating content about soaps, like YouTube videos on plot twists and character dynamics, this theory could make for a great episode, maybe even translating fan discussions into engaging English summaries for a wider audience. What do you think? Should Sarah get her comeuppance, or is Xander's portrayal spot on? Let's keep the conversation going as we wait for the next episodes.